Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another awesome episode of Futon for Thought. Like always, I'm Zach. This is Scott. Today's episode, we're gonna stick to the spooky theme per se. Um, you know, it's gonna be ghost stories and correlation between the ghost stories you've heard or I've heard versus movies, like you said before we started, like The Conjuring. There's a list of movies. Amityville Horror. What else?
Just think of all of the All right, first off, some backstories.
Hi, sweetheart.
I grew up on the East Coast, and on the Yorktown battlefields. So they were all surrounded around us. So we had um, several. You know where you go, and as a teenager, we go there at night, and you would hear like people talking in the distance. There was nobody there. Me and my wife Sherry used to drive down a road called Crawford Road. Anybody that's familiar with that area knows what's up. Anyone that area knows Crawford Road. Several times we drove down it. Like she slammed on the brakes one time because there were a pair of red eyes staring back out at us.
What? How old were you?
Oh, 19, 20.
Damn.
I was like, why are we stopped then? If there are freaking red eyes, red eyes are never good.
No, that's always like a bad thing.
Yeah, and then you got there was a road directly across from it called Dogwood.
Okay.
And this used to be a retirement home, and it closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And for probably about a year, almost every weekend, that was our thing. That's where we would hang out.
That was just like y'all's kick it spot.
Oh, dude, there was always something weird would happen, but it was nothing like horrifying.
Right.
And so we go there, once again, 19, 20, and if I'm going down with me. So it's me, Brian, Johnny, Kyle.
Okay.
So
they were just throwing it out there.
Sherry.
Okay.
We were all there. Now, the first instance we went there, we heard something around upstairs, and we went around. There was nothing there.
Okay.
And we go back down, and in the kitchen, there's a big hole in the floor, and we go down. We're looking down it, and it's full of water. And then somebody's gone in and pushed the refrigerator and stuff down in there. So, Lord knows what was down there. But what was funny is we had just all been upstairs, walking that entire area,
and didn't see anything.
Didn't see nothing. Nobody was up. And then we were all together.
Okay.
Nobody else was there with us.
Wow.
So but it was funny. It was like boom, boom. It's like when it got right over our head, just stopped. Wow. So, and it was weird because it's like you ever get that feeling like somebody's staring at you, but you don't want to look over and see whatever's staring at you.
Yeah. So, you always have, because every now
it's like a stoplight.
Yeah, you got people. If somebody's looking over at you, you got eyes on you. You feel the eyes.
Feel it.
Yeah.
It's like instinctively.
Yeah, and my beautiful wife actually brought up a couple that's actually so it's Lorraine and Ed Warren.
Yeah, the demonologist.
Self-proclaimed demonologist.
Not self-proclaimed. They won a court case that got that dude out of prison.
Yeah, no,
they saved his life.
That's
just proved that the devil of possession was real in a court.
Well, no, he was self-taught and self-professed demonologist, author, and lecturer. And
and anybody can be self-professed in anything. I could be self-professed as a leprechaunologist and tell you all about the little wee creatures, but that doesn't mean I know. Because if it's made up, I can be the world's foremost expert on the Loch Ness Monster.
Right.
Because until you find the Loch Ness Monster, prove me wrong.
Right. So it's still out there somewhere.
But going back, so we kind of left. No big deals. I don't think we even went back there for a couple weeks. But it was more of an adrenaline rush and stuff like that. So we go back again.
Right.
And this time we're all downstairs. We hadn't even been upstairs yet. But we've got a BB gun that looks like a 9mm. So we're all badass. We hear his footsteps again. So we're like, we're going to go shoot this fucking ghost with a BB gun. Because that's what heroes do.
Right.
And
it's how heroes are made, folks.
So
with a BB gun, probably a Red Ryder.
So, and granted, we've been up and down these stairs over probably 50 times now, over a year. Never had any issues. And, okay, I looked this up before I brought it up. The statute of limitations is well expired. Nobody was injured. It was only property, and they've rebuilt the house since then. So here on out, everything is allegedly.
Allegedly.
So we didn't have flashlights. This is before cell phones, so we didn't have a flashlight.
Allegedly.
So we're walking around with alleged lighters. So we found a phone book.
Okay.
So we ripped out like 12, 15 pages.
Right.
And then rolled them up and made torches.
Okay.
And
smart.
So we had the ends going.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about flashlights and torches is they cast different shadows.
Right.
So, and once again, we've been up these stairs a bunch. I never knew this mirror was there.
Okay.
So we get up the stairs, we go all through it, no big deal. At this point, Big Brian has the BB gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, maybe I do. So he comes down the stairs at an angle to where it reflects off of the glass.
Okay.
On the mirror, and it looked literally like there was a transparent dude floating there with a torch. Wow. So I shot it, and it ricocheted off the glass. And guess who it hit?
You?
No, Brian.
So,
sorry. So me and Brian been through some shit.
Right.
Between that and he was the one with me at the Colonial Parkway when we got pulled over by the cop.
Right.
You know, so that was hilarious. So once again, after we did that, we heard a scream, and we didn't know where it came from because, once again, 2 people were downstairs. The other 2 people, me and Brian, were on the staircase. Then the scream came from the back attic area.
Okay.
So we left.
Right. I would have.
One of us may have left without our torch.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And when we came back the next week,
it was burnt up.
There was nothing but ashes and broken dreams.
Yeah.
So, do I feel guilty? No.
Right.
No.
Right.
I mean, it was. I probably saved lives. I mean, who knows? That could have been a place where, like, if I was a serial killer, I totally would have fucking digged that.
It was just that the creepy vibe was.
It was. It was
nice. Nice. And you got. Let's see. I just watched Halloween Ends. Please, no spoilers. No spoilers. Me and the wife are watching that tonight. I mean, it's probably going to be cheesy as fuck because that's how Michael Myers movies are. They're just cheesy, like make no sense at all, and that's why people love them, I guess.
No spoilers, but
allegedly. Yes, absolutely. Always got.
In the end, I'm sorry, dude. You didn't know that this Halloween was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and in the end, when they pull off the mask, fucking Freddy. Weird.
That would be funny.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, I've never actually had any, I guess, supernatural experience per se. I mean, I've heard stories before, like the story that I heard growing up out in Johnson County, out in high school, was out in Cleburne or whatever. There's like Old Foamy Road or some shit like that, where it's like, you know, an old abandoned house.
This is asking to be honest.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
Diamond, you know she's going to be a stripper.
Yeah, for sure. But like, you know what I mean? And like the house abandoned back in like the early 60s, but yet the porch light still came on, but there was no meter to the house or no power. So people thought it was haunted or whatever. Or plus the old hospital in Cleburne right there off 174 Walls Hospital. It used to be like a mental hospital back in the day. And they say that like a lot of people got tortured and, you know, a lot of medical malpractice happened and shit and people died because of it. So stuff like that I've heard. You know, for me, I'm not really big into the movies like that, like The Conjuring or, you know, anything supernatural. For me, like horror, when it comes to my horror genre or the shit I like, it's like, you know, Jason, Michael Myers, you know, Freddy Krueger, the cheesy stuff, Chucky. I know you fucking hate the new Chucky series. We talked about it the other day, but it's funny to me. It's funny. I don't know what it is, but it's just funny. So, because I always give my wife shit about it, like when she watches like her Ghost Adventures or Ghosts, and they're like, "Oh, did you hear that?" Or like a guy will like scratch himself, and they'll be like, "Oh, that just got scratched." Like, look at these claw marks. Like, it's just childish to me to an extent. But I'm not, you know, trying to rain on anybody's parade. You believe what you want to believe out there. You know, everybody is entitled to one's opinion. So, but I mean, what other movies are there besides? Like The Conjuring and Amityville Horror and
what are the ones that come? There's 3 of them. Insidious.
Dude,
those are horrifying.
Boo, non-believer, get out of here!
Yeah.
Get out of here! You're married to a non-believer.
Well, see, here's the deal with that. Whether they're real or not,
Right.
I've never like sat down and had a conversation with a ghost that I'm aware of.
Right.
Unless at the end of this podcast it turns out I'm dead.
That'd be
weird.
Fucking weird.
Dude, you better be glad I don't know how to do special effects. That'd be so sweet at the very end. I just fade away.
Wife said, "Oh, new Insidious is coming."
Yeah, it is. And I enjoy the Conjuring, and it's nice that every movie is as good as the last one. You can watch each one without either having seen the last ones or comparing it to them, because they're all pretty much the same, but they're all different. Like with the spinoffs with the Nun. I mean, Valak's horrifying. Sherry went as Valak last year for Halloween.
She knocked it out of the fucking park.
Horrifying, dude.
She knocked it out of the park, dude. Her
I think she won me a bottle of tequila.
Or over at Hawkins.
Yeah, at Hawks. And I think because it was the year, and I think Anthony got it with his plague doctor. So.
On the real stories, they are based off of, or they're better. Sorry,
they are. I mean, and it's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna say one thing, and this is kind of fucked up. So this kind of counts as a rant. And I was talking to my wife about it earlier. One of the first ghost stories I remember reading in high school or middle school. I used to love reading like true ghost stories. I've got probably 8 or 9 books over here on my bookshelf just on ghosts, especially Texas ghosts. But there was one. It was called the Bell Witch. And it was in Bell County, Tennessee. Or maybe it wasn't Bell County, Tennessee, but that was John Bell was the name.
Okay.
So it was him and his family. And apparently there was like a crazy lady who lived next door, and he killed her chicken, and she put a curse on him, and then she mysteriously died. And then for years, like it plagued a ghost that had a witchly cackle haunted him. I mean, this is like mid 1800s.
Okay.
And they made a movie about it, I want to say in the early 2000s, and it had it's Kiefer Sutherland's dad, Donald Sutherland, with John Bell. And the twist in that movie at the end was that the ghost, the witch, was a poltergeist that was caused by the youngest daughter, who was being sexually abused by the dad. Okay, I appreciate artistic license and the ability to kind of take a true story and make it on your own kind of thing.
An American Haunting.
American Haunting, that was it. And then there's also the Haunting of the Bell Witch. I think that was in there too. But they didn't go that route. I mean, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, because I'm not going to say I'm an expert once again.
Right. Google magic, my friends. We don't have a Nadav.
Great. Now some guy in China knows we don't know shit about leprechauns.
Oh my God.
So all of the stuff I've read over the years, and I've read 100 books that had that particular story in it, and none of them ever referenced all of the what's up, Super? All of the
welcome in.
All of the references were always to the neighbor.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. It says prior.
So there was never. I mean, dude, I can see like they could have turned it around to focus more on the revenge, but to turn it into that was never alleged. And the dude's been dead for 150 years. Allegedly. Well, that's a fact. He's been dead for over 100 years.
No, I know that, but no. I was saying is before strange things happen to begin to occur, Bessie becomes irritable.
What up, Joker?
What's up, Joker? Welcome in, brother. Towards people changes. She starts looking sick and seeing the ghost of a young girl, the Bell Witch spirit. Then there's the haunting in which the family, namely Betsy, are attacked by a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Her young teacher, Richard Powell, becomes concerned. The Bell family tells him of the events going on, and they are being caused by a spirit, but he doesn't believe them. Richard stays in the Bell's home, observing Betsy's behavior, tried to prove. So do you think that was part of like The Exorcist? You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Or was The Exorcist actually?
No, The Exorcist was actually based on a true story.
Okay. But not this.
But
like,
no.
Okay.
And everything, it's just like we were talking about with the serial killers, how all of the serial killer movies all trace back to Ed Gein.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ghost stories out now. So there's several stories, and it's like we were talking before we started going live with the ghost children, and my wife even pointed out, we live 25 minutes away from these railroad tracks where if you pull up and you're at an angle and stop on the tracks and put your car in neutral, you will feel your car being pushed over
by the ghost children.
And the story is that in the early 20th century, a bus stalled on those tracks and was flattened by a train, and all the kids and driver were killed. So, and there's times where people will stop and put baby powder, and then they'll get out and they'll look, and there'll be handprints, and there's several, there's reasons to believe column A where it says, oh, well, the powder's just showing the waxy prints from before.
Right. Like, have you all the fingerprints on your car already?
So it's like, oh my God, you were being pushed by like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no.
Or they say it's an optical illusion, and where you look at it and it's like this, but it's actually like
black
this.
eye kids are real. Is that what they're?
Dude, that didn't even play, dude.
Is that something?
Those are usually like a harbinger of something bad too.
Right.
Dude,
if you got black eyes, that's like you're demonic.
And I'll tell you what, straight up, I watched enough Supernatural. If you come near me with black eyes, I'm stabbing you in the heart with something silver. Yep. And if I don't care if you pit $19.95 for them contacts at the gas station, that's your fucking fault. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
You going out in public with black eyes?
Yeah, I know. I mean, the only time, in my opinion, I accept it is like at a metal concert.
No, a Halloween. Texas Frightmare, a horror convention, a cosplay event.
Not a guy just going to Kroger to get milk.
It's like straight up. It's like, hey, what's up, Timmy?
Yeah.
It's like, sorry.
Yeah.
Oops. I've seen enough movies to know it's always the ones that you don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
How many movies start off with the neighbor's kid? You're like, oh, what's going on, Becky? And then she looks up and half her jaw is missing. But she still manages to beat your ass.
Yeah, for sure. Now, there's a couple of movies that portray for sure like the whole ghost thing, where like where people are speaking to, where the ghosts are still around. I mean, there's the famous movie from the 80s, Ghost, with fucking Patrick Swayze, and that movie's pretty wild,
pretty gross.
It's it's
so you got to think about it. They never really alluded to it, and I didn't think about it till I was older. So the only time she could have contact was with when he was like possessing like Whoopi Goldberg. So that means like somewhere at some point, like in my head, I have an image of Demi Moore and Whoopi Goldberg making out.
That's gross. That's just okay. I apologize to our viewers. That's just
so now it's in your head too.
Yeah, no. I don't think
that's not breaking the fourth wall. I don't.
Yeah. There's so many ghost legends around here, but I think it's because my area has been around so long.
Bro,
where are you at, bro?
He's South Carolina.
Carolina. Okay, so, yeah. I mean, the battlefields alone, right?
All along, because I started with Yorktown.
Okay.
And then also the Civil War came through a couple years later, and
it's a lot of ghost stories with the Civil War. A lot of land that seems to still be haunted, per se. And you hear the cries of the soldiers. Dude. Same thing with down in San Antonio with the Alamo.
Wasn't the first Insidious in Ohio?
I don't know. Catfish plantation in Waxahachie.
I've got pictures.
I've got
pictures. Okay, so I took a picture in the bathroom.
In the catfish plantation?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll put it on social media later. I'll have to dig it up out of my Google Drive. But I took a picture, and you can see this orb. And what's cool is it's going along the wall, but then when you look in the mirror, you can actually see the reflection of it, and you can see the 3D. And, it's just neat. It wasn't there when I took the picture.
That's awesome.
And whether it was dust or not.
Right.
And this wasn't
allegedly.
This was, and me and my wife will go there every once in a while for dinner.
I've never been there, dude.
It's super cool, man.
Is it?
Right. I mean, it's not even.
I'm assuming they serve catfish.
Yeah, catfish and chicken.
That's it?
I think that's it. I don't think you can go in there and be like, hey, I need a burger.
Oh, well,
hey, can I get some shrimp?
I mean, I was always down for some catfish. Catfish is good.
Can't eat fish unless it's cat. No, I can't eat catfish. I eat fish sticks. But I'm gonna do the ghost. So, Amityville, going back to Super's area, that whole East Coast, all the way down, you've got, just in the Chesapeake Bay, all of the shipwrecks. You've got all the haunted boat sightings in and out. What's weird is like, I think that we were out one night.
You better stop it. Stop it. My wife's trying to be coy right now. She's trying to throw a South Park joke in the mix, and I thought it as soon as he said fish sticks.
You like Happy Fish?
No, yeah, exactly.
The Kanye episode?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're going. This is why I love our show, because we just go off the fucking rails.
What the Kanye episode is.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Joe King. Yeah, I'm not falling for it either.
No.
And that's in this time or this day and age, people get canceled for the stupidest shit.
Yeah,
so we're not going down that road at all. Just look up the Kanye episode of South Park, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, continue with what you're saying.
So that whole area historically, and then so you've got all of those. You can make a gajillion movies based off of every story just off of that area. Because the first shots were fired in Charleston, South Carolina.
Nice, Joker. Nice.
So,
no, I mean it's. I mean, you got to think the Civil War was all over this country. So there's parts in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Hawaii. What? What? You asshole! You got me. I was like, wait. And like I was
going with Alaska in 1876. That shit was wild. I remember that.
Riding on polar bears and shit. Using
penguins as was it? Was that? Yeah, that's Narnia.
Is it Narnia? I don't know.
What was the one where the dude was riding a polar bear?
Mm-hmm.
It was like armored and shit.
Never seen.
That wasn't a ghost movie.
I've never seen it. No. Another ghost movie that I like is Ghostbusters. I know it's a comedy, but still, it's still a ghost movie. So
and everybody down the second one. I'm like, look,
dude, the second one
wasn't. That was a money grab, but you know what? I'll watch it. The remake with the girls was okay. They threw in Chris Hemsworth because once again, that's what heroes do.
Yeah.
And and then the new one.
I haven't seen
it.
I haven't seen it. I didn't want to. I mean, I get that like Bill Murray and those guys were on board. It was like
Steve from Blue's Clues coming back and be like, hey, sorry, I got locked up for selling meth outside of high school. That's why the other dude took over.
Whoa.
Wasn't that it?
No.
What did he do?
No.
Oh, he went off to college.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Dude, I got a toddler at home right now, so we're all about the Blues Clues and all that shit right now.
Well, they're going to do a Blues Clues movie.
I know. Trust me, the wife's already so fucking excited about it, per se.
See, we wanted to go see the Wiggles.
The Wiggles?
Yeah.
I would, no. If I'm going to go see the Wiggles, I need some form of medication to go see the Wiggles.
We almost fell for it because we won free tickets to see the Wiggles, but it was a Baby Dolls.
Oh yeah,
so we got halfway there. We're like, wait a minute.
They're making a Wiggles documentary.
Dude, that's badass, dude. Because they were all good dudes, and you could tell that they enjoyed it. They were like on that verge of, you enjoy this a little too much.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I mean.
But then after, dude, I tell you what, I don't know if you've ever heard the mashup of the Wiggles fruit salad and Slipknot. Oh my God.
No, but I will be looking it up after this.
Gold. So.
But no, I mean, it's weird because there's people out there that are just like fully on, 100% all the time. Like, I have ghosts that live in my house. There's ghosts, and there's stories all over the country like that where, people or maybe possessed, or there's a demonic possession in somebody, that you hear. I got my legs pulled a bit down while I was wide awake in the house. I was living in North Carolina, laying down in my bed. I was like 5 years old.
Oh, dude.
Damn, dude.
And you can imagine
being 5 years old and just sleeping in your bed, probably a race car bed. I hope it was a race car bed. And you just like, no, bro, no.
What was there was a movie.
Was it the Wayans Brothers movie?
No, not a haunted house.
Oh, that's a good
dude
one.
When he banged Annabelle.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's why I can't get. And Annabelle, I don't take that shit serious because of Marlon Wayans and his graphic sex scene in that movie. He's like, you want to make doll babies? Like, dude, it's classic, like classic comedy gold right there.
Yeah, it's just the one thing that gets me is the monkey with the symbols.
Yeah,
because my grandma had one.
Dude, those things are trippy.
And I was a kid. And all of a sudden, just out of the blue, man, that motherfucker was like, and it did the thing where it like opens its mouth
and goes,
and does the teeth, and that was it, dude. I was out the door, and it was it. Like they had to like physically like keep it in a room in a separate box. And there were some times where you would be in another room and you'd hear, ching,
and you're like, motherfucker,
like I'm out.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Like
I
it's
love
it's
my
so
grandma, but I'm out.
it's so weird because like even the original Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll. So those things are just
Oh,
creepy.
shit. Hold the fort for one second.
Okay. Creepy
I
as
can't believe I didn't think.
you know, whatever. But I mean, anybody else got any ghost movie suggestions you want to throw out? I know my wife is very diverse, and his wife Sherry as well. Oh, yeah, I saw that movie where the cat murdering the girls in a house. The cat's murdering people.
Dude, what movie was that?
What?
Oh,
Hold on.
oh yeah. Well, I don't know if it's real, but it was one of the. Oh my god, dude! He goes down William Hickey's throat.
Hold on.
It's Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, is it Tales?
Tales from the Dark Side.
Hold on.
It was.
I'm about to look it up. Tales from. Not the Crypt. That's a good one though.
No, it's Tales from the Dark Side movie. But yeah, man, in the very end, like it shows like his legs going down the dude's throat and then coming out his chest like Alien. Fucking classic.
No. Movie. 1990 film.
What is it?
A 1990 film. This was the first three Dark Tales involved.
Yep.
Resentful student Steve Buscemi looking to an Egyptian mummy for help.
Yep.
And then Christian Slater.
Yep, that was the second one. That's
Steve,
where he did with the succubus.
William Hickey, like you said. Matthew Lawrence. Julian Moore. Let's see. Budget was $3.5 million. That's a lot back for the 90s.
Dude, 13 Ghosts. And I don't give a fuck. I see this meme all the time, and it says there should be a Netflix series, 13 episodes with a backstory on each ghost.
Okay.
And I would totally dig that.
So Betty, an affluent suburban housewife and modern-day witch, plans a dinner party for her fellow witches. The main dish is to be Timmy, a young boy who she hath captured and chained up in her pantry to stall her from suffering the roasting him. The boy tells her 3 horror stories from a book she gave him.
Yep.
So, and then Cat from Hell is the one you're talking about.
Dude, and, I mean, you want to go to another good compilation, and some of the stories weren't scary.
Right, but they're
Stephen King's Cat Eye.
Oh, dude, anything Stephen King's done,
there was like 4 or 5, and the only 3 I remember.
But it's also cheesy. That's what I'm saying. Stephen King is cheesy
where
as
the
well.
dude like agreed to quit smoking, and he ended up out on a ledge, and the whole like 25-minute thing was him out on the ledge. Like there was like a pigeon poking at his ankles. Like it was just really intense. You know,
Pet Cemetery is a good one.
Oh my god, dude!
Thank you.
You know, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's a zombie," and that's a ghost. I mean, because that's not the real.
Pet Cemetery is a classic. I mean, me and the wife watched the remake. The remake. The remake was okay compared to the original one. It was all right. It wasn't
and
too...
the switch up where the different kid got.
Yeah, dude.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah,
completely. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, for sure. See, Army of the Dead is a classic. Ghost Ship is pretty good. Okay, keep them coming, man. Because I mean, I'm not really too fond of like the ghosts per se. Like I'm one of the, like my wife said, I'm a non-believer allegedly because I don't really. I mean, I do. I'm not trying. Like I said earlier, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. You believe what you want to believe, but for me, it is what it is, man. I don't know. It's like, you know, the famous question is like, where do you think we go when we die?
Well, that's why the ghosts are such an important part of our psyche,
right?
Because whether you believe in heaven, hell,
right?
You know, whether you're going to get 100 virgins,
right?
Whether you're going to stay in Rome,
which FYI, you never get 100 virgins.
Yeah, you're going to be 100 dudes in Star Trek uniforms.
Yep.
But you've got. It's the idea. It's comforting to know, that there's something like your lights don't just blink,
right?
Because you can counter that. Well, what do you remember before you were born? Nothing.
Right.
Well, that's what it's going to be like when you die.
Yeah.
And it's the only problem is right before I'm born, I don't have those few harrowing seconds where I know, oh yeah, this is it. I'm getting ready to be born. But
right.
Before you die, it's like, oh shit,
I'm about to die. Yeah.
And I can't. That's like I don't give a fuck if you're scared of spiders, heights. If you're not scared to death, then you're not living.
Yeah, man.
Because you should be, and you should use that fear of the death to keep you alive.
I've never seen Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship was cool.
I've never
The
saw Ghost Ship.
original one was way better. The second
See,
one was,
like I said, I'm
was
not
cheesy.
I'm not. See, I'm down for cheesy. I'll do cheesy all day. I'm not
any movie that kills Brent Spiner. I'm not down.
Like The Conjuring and shit. Like, it's so funny. Like, I always joke with the wife about, like, if we watch any of those supernatural movies, I'm like, okay, we can watch it during the day with all the lights on, because I know there's times where she'll be like, just fuck with me, and I'm not about that. Not about that.
And see the jump scares. I mean, and most ghost movies have gotten to where it's predictable.
Grudge 2. See, I haven't even seen
all of the Grudge. Okay,
I haven't even seen.
That's another thing, dude.
I haven't seen any
the
of them.
Korean movies, like.
Well, see,
like they did one with like the Plague or the Host, all of the original Grudges, the Rings, and then watch the Korean versions and then watch the American versions. And dude, them Koreans,
dude, the Korean and the Asian culture horror is a whole nother ballgame.
See, we as Americans direct horror movies.
What do you mean, babe?
And don't take them seriously like they should be. We make a joke out of it. And the one thing, okay, I'm not going to lie, maybe I'm a little biased, but my favorite horror movie and murderer is Ghostface. Because just like my favorite Batman, because what about Batman and Ghostface is a correlation? They're realistic. Jason Voorhees isn't realistic. I'm never going to spend a week at a summer camp. So I don't have to worry about a dude in a hockey mask coming out of the lake.
Coming out of the lake, yeah, that's a little far-fetched.
But
same thing with Michael Myers.
But you got to look with Scream.
Yeah,
I've got 4 of those costumes in here.
Yeah,
I could be Scream.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
But it's the common aspect that it could happen. We used to watch movies 20 years ago where kids went into schools and started killing each other and thought, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then kids went into schools and started killing each other.
Facts.
And then now it's like taboo. Well, it's already been open in Pandora's box. Them kids aren't going to unsee it, and it's all. And
I mean, for God's sake, they made a fucking a made for TV.
It's just like
movie
I said,
for Columbine.
Just like I said last podcast regarding the serial killers. Fuck them. They deserve 0. Your name from the time you get arrested until the time they put a needle in your arm or you get your head bashed in your cell should be John Doe. Yep. And then John Doe 2 and John Doe 3. Yep. And then the only names that are ever remembered are the names of the victims.
The victims.
So that shouldn't have been the Jeffrey Dahmer.
No.
That movie should have been called Tracy the Survivor.
Or the surviving victims of Dahmer or something like that.
And then you carry that over into...
Or, I mean, they kind of did, like I told you earlier before we started the podcast today, me and the wife are watching, there's this new Netflix thing with Dahmer, and it's like his defense attorney and talking to the victims and going through each victim and how he lured and did all that. And I mean, a lot of people are shocked to find out that he was a freaking medic in the Army. That's how he learned how to knock people out. Michael Myers is kind of realistic because technically he's not dead, just a crazy person. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, but see, how do you explain in the last one where old dude gets stabbed in the fucking head? The butcher knife is like handle, you know what I mean? And he gets stabbed in the fucking head.
I've seen YouTube videos, and before they shut down the page on Facebook, there was one called Manner of Death, and there was one where dude stabbed guy in the top of the head, and the dude just sits down. And then they all run off. Well, the dude takes the knife.
Yeah.
Pulls it out.
I mean, I guess he's a survivor. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Dude.
Come on.
Dude, what's it going to be?
Come on.
Dude,
I just hope tonight, because me and my wife are going to watch it, I just really hope the new Halloween movie ends with like Jamie Lee Curtis and old dude just dead. Both of them fucking dead.
That's going to be my next YouTube short.
The Blair Witch part. The Blair Witch was all right. It was just, I mean, it was underrated in my opinion.
See, that came out the year before I moved to Texas.
Okay.
And we lived 3 hours. I lived in Newport News, Virginia. And we lived.
So you were right down the road from where it happened.
3 hours from Maryland, which was.
They just needed a compass, guys. That's it. They were just lost. Well, they just needed a compass.
If you walk, dude, you're in Maryland. Walk east. If you hit the ocean.
But it's disappointing and still good. Yeah, I get that because there wasn't really a lot of gore or whatever. Because that's my thing a little bit is I like the gore and the violence.
I enjoyed because they kept somewhat true to
Mothman is real.
Yes.
What the fuck,
bro? I'm from West not from West. I've got family from West Virginia, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Mothman is real. They got a fucking statue of this dude in the. Dude, everything he shows up, a bridge collapses. He shows up, a church burns down. You know, so
I think the wife's talked about Mothman a couple of
there
times.
was one movie, I think it's called The Mothman Prophecies with Richard Gere.
Richard Gere.
So
He likes hamsters in his butt.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
But to be fair, you know that I don't know, the hamster may have.
That hamster could write a book, son.
No, you know, he got a check, I'm sure.
Probably.
Like a hamster non-disclosure agreement.
Like
so
sign
imagine what he comes back as a ghost.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
Like get his little ghost.
And on his shoulder constantly. I was in your ass the whole time. I was in your ass the whole time. Who has the ink? What?
Oh, you talking about tats?
Oh,
So,
me. I got a couple, a little bit, and he's got, I think, one, right? Is that the only? Yeah, he's got the Batman with the Joker. Because, I mean, obviously you can't really see, like I've said before on the podcast, you can't really see the gloriness of the link.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought you said ink. My bad. I was like, yeah, we both have tattoos. But no, the glory of all the stuff that Scott has accumulated over the years, and most of it, like 90% of it is Batman and Joker. Like, that's about it. Which, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. So, because I mean, even in like in the old Batmans, didn't they have not like ghosts per se, but like a ghost villain? Or no? Okay.
I'm sure they did as like a secondary, you know, outside of. But
right.
But it's like even like the Ant-Man and Wasp movie tried to incorporate the character Ghost.
Right.
But truly, she wasn't a ghost.
Dude, I actually heard that they're thinking about remaking Ghost Rider with Keanu Reeves.
They've already remade it.
But with Keanu Reeves?
No, because because Keanu Reeves is going to be busy with Constantine too.
I know, that's going to be good, dude.
So thank you. Good. You're making up, and I swear to God, CW, quit making
spinoffs.
Just stay out of CW and DC.
Yeah.
Or initials that should not be together.
Right, Joker. I would watch it too. Keanu Reeves is a good actor, dude. He's a humble dude, good actor.
Just a cool dude. I mean, like he sat down and had coffee with a guy by himself on his birthday just because the dude came up and talked to him.
Yeah, dude. See, he's a humble dude. But no, I mean, for me, I like, you know, it's very odd to think about, you know, like even the stories that I've heard. Like I remember one, friends of mine grew up out in like the countryside of Joshua, and in their trailer park area per se, not really trailer park, but just bunch of trailers around and land and shit. Anyway, there was like, they built that trailer park, whatever, over like an Indian burial ground. And apparently like there was an Indian chief that used to go and play like the drum in my buddy's kitchen at like 3:00 in the morning, at 3:00 every morning. It was just whatever. And I never saw it. I stayed over there a couple times. I never heard anything or saw anything, but he swears to God. Like, shout out to Preston Charles and, you know, Blake Cox and Josh Clark, because those are the guys, and Denny Baggett, too. Those are the guys I was kicking it with back in those days. Back in the runaround days, you know. Fuck around and find out days.
Yes. Se. Well, those days aren't over yet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so it's like we just get started.
Movie. Megan? No. So, see, I think my wife might have sent me something like that, but I have not. Carrie's a good one too.
Yep.
Carrie's a good one too. Like, I like the original one. The remake that they did was pretty gnarly. Even my favorite part is where they shot the kid from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
The balls with the fucking harpoon.
Yep.
That was awesome. And she said thank you, love. She'll show me later for the trailer for Megan. I'll check it out later, guys.
I think I saw that. What was that one? Oh my God, the one with Nicole Kidman. The Others. See, that was another one. That was like an M. Night Shyamalan one too, where you know, the whole time you know she thinks she's keeping them away from the world, and you find out that she basically killed them and killed herself. And it's like the whole time. And that's another one, because it's like the whole movie, she's a sympathetic heroine.
Right.
And then in the end, you're like, that bitch. You know, I can't believe she did that. And
Anything Blumhouse, I'll agree with that statement.
Dude,
My wife
that's
and me,
my favorite
my wife has got me on your favorite what?
favorite booth. And
Where?
we go to Texas Frightmare, that Blumhouse has a booth, and we are right there.
Okay.
And they're
When's Fright? It's already
gone this year. Next year, and they're moving it to the Irving Convention Center.
Nice.
And it's in. The only problem is Memorial Day, and Memorial Day I'm in Kansas City every year. So that's and then.
So you won't be there next year?
Nope.
Damn. I was gonna say me and the wife, join you and the wife. Maybe we'll just probably try
it's
to
fun
because I know she's a big
this
horror.
Year will be better because
person.
it's going to be in a bigger venue.
Yeah.
We went for 15 years in a row. The first year it was in Grapevine.
Yeah.
And then we went to it again in Grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
Then next year it went to Mesquite.
Damn.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
And that's the year we got to take the picture with Leatherface.
Nice.
And that was pretty cool.
Nice.
You know, and then after that, we were moving on up. They got the Hilton or the Hyatt in at the DFW airport.
Yeah.
So they had the whole area for the weekend.
Yeah.
And the first year was great. We were VIPs, so we got to go to a VIP party with all the celebrities and just go around, take pictures. I ate dinner with the cast of Children of the Corn. You know, so that was so cool.
It's another movie I haven't seen.
Had that,
like I haven't. There's
you
so
had
much
that access.
Yeah.
And with
how much was that?
Oh, dude, it was like $220 a ticket. But see, that was for 3 days.
But see, that's worth it.
And they gave you line skips.
Mm-hmm.
You got a free autograph. You got all kinds of stuff. It was worth it. Everything worked out evenly. Now, then the next year they doubled how many people had them, and then the next year they doubled how many people had them. So then it got to where it was just as crowded in a VIP party.
Joker, I appreciate it, but I think both of us are just not TikTok guys. I don't know. I don't want to do.
I'm a TikToker.
All right. See, he has it. I'm just not
1,600 followers on TikTok. What's up?
Yeah. see in your fucking face.
That's a new TikTok challenge. We're gonna prove ghosts are real.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump off the roof and die, and I'm gonna haunt Zach.
That's true.
And then show you.
Right. He'll show me.
Non-believer.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. See, that's always the wife. She always likes to poke fun at me being a non-believer.
You probably come back like as a turd, and you have to pass through like somebody's asshole.
Probably on a constant. Or it'd be the pineapple that goes up Hitler's ass. Like that was
the best movie.
Dude, Little Nicky, come on. Shout out to Adam Sandler, like, and all those guys. Like that's a classic for sure. But no, I mean, let's see, new one chip challenge. No, dude, I can't do spice. Sorry, bro.
I'll do it. I will do it.
We'll do it. How about this? You want to do it next one?
If I will buy it, and I will keep it.
But I need every single person here right now, besides the ones that I know for a fact that already subscribed and liked to our page. Go and subscribe and like to our page, and we might actually do the chip challenge next broadcast.
No, not next broadcast. So, but what we'll do, and it may be, it may be, because what I'll do is I'll keep it right here or here. Keep somewhere where my dogs won't eat it.
Right. You wouldn't want the dogs.
Bad. So, what I would do, and this is going to be on y'all too, to share, tell all your friends.
And we also have a Facebook page. Thank you.
And we also so when I'm done with this evening, when it's done, or tomorrow afternoon when it's done processing, I will edit it up and put it up on the Futon for Thought YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed to that, I will put a link up to that on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube in my YouTube comments later.
One does YouTube broadcast one.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I can do this. I'm going to comment.
Or Facebook.
What? As Futon.
What is he saying?
The more content going, the more viewers. That's right.
For sure.
For sure, man.
We're slowly, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I mean, if you look at our page now, we got a couple of tracks or a couple, of traction per se on a couple of videos, like the Call of Duty video that he did while I was out a couple weeks ago was gnarly, and that's gone over 500 views or some shit.
I think 300.
300. Okay.
The one with Drew's over 200.
That's nice. So. Always been watching. Nice. On stream Facebook, okay. Yeah, see, I get that. And see, when we're also not always going to be, live in studio like this, where, we may switch it up to where we do something where it's remote and I do it from my house and we pretty much stream like we do when we have people on and then throw it up. You know what I mean?
And then hunting season's coming up. And
yes.
We're kind of to throw it out because we're going to hop off here in a minute. So I'm kind of giving y'all teasers, some previews of upcoming episodes. Obviously, since it's Halloween, I think we'll have one right before Halloween.
Yes.
We may not go live with that one. It may be a recorded one,
yes.
just depending on our work schedules.
It'll probably be recorded.
But also after that, right before Thanksgiving, I believe one of my friends who is an avid hunter, we will be probably doing a live podcast from a deer blind.
I am so excited.
So that'll be fun. We're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm down. I haven't been in the woods.
Betsy's got to eat.
I haven't been in the woods in forever. I look forward to it. And obviously, like he said, we got other ideas brewing for the. Tell him, man, can't wait to make jerky. Right, right. That's always the best. I mean, for me, it's going to be fun because we literally have that episode coming up, Halloween, like he said. And then, I mean, heck, we might even take a break around Christmas and start up at the first of the year because, Christmas is just hectic for us and hectic for y'all. And so,
or we may do something special where I may hop on. I know right now I've been really, really pushing. I know if you ever see me just go live, just know that for like the past 2 or 3 months, I've been pushing really hard to join the Kansas City Pioneers, and every day looks like it's a little bit closer. We, just interactions here and there. So, but that'll be like that may be a surprise podcast, me doing backflips for 30 minutes. But
right.
So it is what it is. Appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us today.
Absolutely. It was
Zach
fun
for driving down here and having to deal with the traffic.
Yeah, it's not bad. It wasn't bad. But no, you guys, like I said before, go on our page. We have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit that share button. Tell all your friends about us because, it's only going to get better and better.
Ooh,
Black Summer.
Dude, I remember that one.
What is that a movie?
I think so. Dude, see, the thing is like we're talking about this, and this is what my ADHD brain does.
Same.
For the past like 4 or 5 weeks, Sherry's had me watching like this list of like top 100 horror movies, which was way disproportionate and stupid.
Zombie apocalypse. I think you would like it. I'm not really into zombies, bro.
Zombies.
I never got into Walking Dead.
The movies that bother me, are what was it? 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
And
that was a rough one.
World War Z.
Another great South Park episode.
Dude, where them motherfuckers like were climbing on top of each other, and dude, it's one thing. Okay, so like when you get killed by Jason, the dude never walked faster than 2 miles an hour. Just because you can't look down and trip over roots, that's your own damn fault.
Right.
But you're getting killed by something that's missing an arm, a leg, half its jaw.
Yeah.
And it's like it's
and plus, like with The Walking Dead, like my thing is like it's supposed to be apocalyptic zombies, right? But yet the grass is always well manicured and like the houses.
Well, if you ever saw Shaun of the Dead, at the very end they domesticated them. So they just say
that's true. That's true. Shaun of the Dead. That's another classic.
So what they don't show you is behind the scenes.
At the first, see, that's what everybody said. Walking Dead was first, and now it's been
the fear of the Walking Dead.
It's been dragged on too long.
The new Carol and Daryl and
Carol, Daryl, and Sarah,
and his brother Daryl and his other brother Daryl.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is a comedy. It is a classic for sure.
No, Shaun of the Dead is not a comedy. It is a guidebook.
A guidebook, he says, to get from one place to the
next. I mean,
honestly. But anyway, guys, cheers. Appreciate you guys, checking in, coming in, hanging out with us. And we will see you guys down the road. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Do good things.
And I might see you guys later tonight. If not, see you this weekend.
Yeah, man.